Welcome to another episode of Beyond Leadership Lounge series, the podcast where we explore how technology transforms the way businesses and leaders operate. I'm your host, Ananya Sharma, and today we're diving into a challenge that keeps many manufacturing and retail leaders awake at night. Managing operations across multiple locations while ensuring everyone has the information they actually need to do their jobs. Joining me today is Himanshu Batam, our solution architect and Dynamics 365 practice head here at Beyond Key. Himanshu has spent years helping manufacturers and retailers break free from the one size fits all approach to business software. Himanshu, welcome.
Thanks, Ananya. Great to be here.
So, Himanshu, let me start with something you and I have discussed before. Most business software today is built for the system, not the person using it. What does that really mean for someone running a factory floor or managing a retail store?
That's exactly the problem. Imagine you're a production manager. You log into your system, and instead of seeing real time data about your factory floor, machine utilization, production bottlenecks, quality metrics, you're greeted with a generic dashboard showing company wide financials, sales pipelines, and a dozen other metrics that don't help you make decisions today. You end up wasting 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes every morning just digging through irrelevant data to find the one or two numbers that actually matter for your job. And here's the thing, we have the statistics to back this up.
Really? How bad is it?
Research shows that over 67% of supply chain managers are still using Excel spreadsheets to manage their operations. And 90% of supply chain leaders report that their companies lack the necessary talent and skills to achieve digitization goals. But here's what's really telling. 58% of supply chain managers cite risk management and supply chain resilience as their biggest challenges. The tools are failing the people using them, and when you're managing multiple factories or retail locations, that complexity multiplies exponentially.
Let's talk about that multi location complexity. What specific challenges do manufacturers and retailers face when they're operating across different sites?
Think about it this way. You're a CFO overseeing 5 manufacturing plants across 3 states. Each plant has its own legacy system, its own way of tracking inventory, its own reporting format. At the end of the quarter, your team spends weeks manually consolidating data, reconciling discrepancies, and trying to get a single version of the truth. Meanwhile, you've got plant managers who can't see what's happening at other facilities. So when plant A is running low on a critical component that plant B has in surplus, there's no visibility to make that transfer happen efficiently.
And I imagine the same applies to retail operations.
Absolutely. Retailers with multiple stores face similar nightmares. Inventory distortion, including shrinkage, stockouts, and overstock, cost businesses an estimated $1.6 trillion annually worldwide. That's trillion with a T. About 77% of retailers are planning to leverage real-time inventory visibility by 2025. But many still struggle with fragmented point-of-sale systems, disconnected inventory tracking, and the inability to fulfill orders from any location. A customer wants to buy online and pick up in store? That requires real-time synchronization across your entire network, something most traditional systems simply can't deliver. So this brings us to what we're doing differently at Beyond Key. We're not just implementing Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, we're reimagining how it serves individual users. Tell us about this role-based approach.
We start with a simple question. What does this person need to see to do their job effectively? Not what the system wants to show them, but what they actually need.
For a CFO, that means a high-level financial dashboard, consolidated P&L across all locations, cash flow trends, key financial ratios, clean, executive-level insights. For a production manager, it's completely different. They need real-time factory floor metrics, current production rates, machine downtime alerts, quality control flags, and raw material availability. They need to know if line 3 is running behind schedule or if they're about to run out of a critical component. And for a retail store manager, they need to see their location's sales performance, current inventory levels, top-selling products, and which items need reordering. They don't need to see what's happening at the store across town, unless there's an opportunity to transfer inventory.
It sounds so obvious when you explain it that way, but why aren't more companies doing this?
Most implementations follow a template approach. You get the standard Business Central setup with minimal customization, but at Beyond Key, we've developed a methodology specifically for multi-location operations that combines role-based dashboards with powerful analytics. And here's what makes it compelling. The average ROI for an ERP project is 52%, meaning for every dollar invested, there's an average return of $1.52. ERP reduces inventory costs by 11% on average, with best-in-class manufacturing companies reducing their inventory costs by 22% using ERP. But you only achieve those numbers when people actually use the system effectively. If your team is frustrated with the interface and can't find what they need, you're leaving money on the table.
Let's talk results. What kind of improvements are businesses seeing with this approach?
The data is compelling. For multi-location manufacturers, we're seeing significant improvements in operational efficiency. Companies implementing Business Central for multi-site operations are achieving better inventory optimization, reduced stockouts, and improved cross-location resource allocation. For retailers specifically, the impact is even more dramatic. Businesses using multi-country fulfillment strategies have experienced 28% fewer stockouts. US importers optimizing their replenishment strategies have achieved 19% lower carrying costs.
Those are substantial numbers. What's driving those improvements?
Three things. First, unified data. When all your locations are on a single platform with a true single source of truth, you eliminate the duplicate data entry, the conflicting reports, and the version control nightmares. Second, intelligent automation. Business Central can auto-calculate regional stock levels, adjusting for local demand patterns, lead times, and even external factors like tariffs. It can trigger purchase orders based on real-time currency shifts or potential transit delays. Third, and this is where AI comes in, predictive capabilities. The system can flag potential disruptions before they happen and suggest alternatives. Machine learning algorithms can analyze patterns across all your locations and optimize inventory distribution accordingly.
You mentioned AI, and I know BeyondKey is particularly focused on data and AI integration. How does Microsoft Copilot fit into this picture?
This is where it gets really exciting. We're integrating Microsoft Copilot into Business Central to create what I call conversational operations management. Imagine a production manager asking, "Which machines need maintenance this week?" and getting an instant contextual answer with recommendations. Or a procurement manager asking, "Should I place this order now or wait based on current supply chain conditions?" and receiving data-driven guidance. Organizations implementing AI-enabled ERP systems have reported a 20% improvement in forecasting accuracy and a 15% reduction in operational costs. The numbers speak for themselves. And when you consider that early adopters of AI-enabled supply chain management report logistics costs dropping by 15%, inventory levels falling by 35%, and service efficiency improving by 65%, well, the competitive advantage is undeniable.
So, we're not just talking about better dashboards, we're talking about intelligent systems that actively help people make better decisions.
Exactly. And it's all accessible from anywhere. Cloud-based architecture means your plant manager in Texas can access the same real-time data as your operations director in Chicago, each seeing their personalized role-relevant view.
Himanshu, as we wrap up, what's your advice for a manufacturing or retail leader who's thinking about this kind of transformation?
Start with your people, not your technology. Ask what problems they're trying to solve every day. What information do they need that they can't easily get? What processes frustrate them? Then design your system around those needs. With the right implementation partner and the right approach to Business Central, you can create something that people actually want to use. And when people embrace the technology, that's when you see real transformation. The era of forcing people to adapt to their software is over. It's time for software to adapt to people.
That's a perfect place to end. Himanshu, thank you so much for sharing these insights with us today.
My pleasure, Ananya. Thanks for having me.
And thank you to our listeners. If you are interested in learning more about how BeyondKey can help transform your multi-location operations with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, visit us at beyondkey.com. Until next time, reminding you that the best technology is the technology that works for you, not against you.